Right, so story time. So once upon a time, now by the way, this is advocating for policy reforms and regulation change in drugs policy, yeah. So once upon a time, I was walking around in my hometown of Slough, which I don't live there anymore, but I was in need, shall we say, of some green stuff, some herb. And I was just wandering about on my daily walk out and about, and I bumped into someone who I knew from the homeless days, who used to be a crack and heroin partaker, shall we say, and he smoked a bit of weed as well. So anyway, this guy is waiting to get some of his crack, I believe, and his heroin from this drug dealer, and this drug dealer is literally there with him, and they're just talking about it, and they're about to walk to the drug dealer's house and go and pick up. Now the guy I know from the homeless days says to me, do you want anything, sort of thing? And I said, well, I'm just after some weed. And the drug dealer was like, yeah, okay, come with me. So we walked to this guy's house. Now the guy goes into the house, tells us to wait outside down the way a little bit. So we're waiting around, smoking a cigarette or whatever, and 5 minutes later some police cars show up, because I think the neighbours had clocked on, you see. I think the neighbours knew that the dealer was a dealer and that what was going on, so they called the cops, and the police showed up. So in a car, two of them, and they came and spoke to us, and the matey of mine from the homeless days said that he was just having a spliff, even though he wasn't, he was just having a cigarette. They said, what are you up to? He says, I'm just having a spliff. And then they went, oh, okay. There was no evidence of any spliff on the floor or anything, so they just left us alone and went off with their merry way. Now I went off around the corner to kind of escape and maybe go back to my girlfriend's place, and the police came around the corner, followed me for a little bit, and came and spoke to me and asked me about it. And they said, so what were you really doing there then? And I said, well, I was honestly waiting for a deal of weed. And they said, well, was it just cannabis? And I said, yeah, it's just cannabis. And he goes, oh, right, we don't care about that. Any Class A's? And I went, no Class A's. And he went, oh, right then. Let me just check if you're wanted for anything. So, no, you're not wanted for anything. Off you go. So I was shitting myself. I was literally standing outside a dealer's house. All right, I didn't have anything on me. So in terms of crime, I don't think I was actually breaking any laws, just standing around outside on the street, just not doing anything. Maybe loitering as a law. But yeah, there's the story. What do you make of that? Decriminalise and legalise cannabis. Good night.